What's happening? What's happening? What's happening, boy? How y'all doing out there? How y'all doing out there? I gotta do it right here one time. Matter of fact, make sure I do it right. That was JW. Put all that. Yeah. What's happening? What's happening, man? I told y'all, man. See, I want y'all to hear this. We're gonna start this off like this because I wasn't lying.
If you were just watching the last part of this program, we told you a lot of evidence that was discovered, even after all of the additional evidence found on Friday by the families. You know, the police just opened up the scene again. Families came back and found another trove, even worse than the first trove, bloody clothes of toddlers.
Y'all understand what's going on in the woods now? Down here in Oklahoma. Welcome to Oklahoma, where YTs be trying to hide they cruel and unusual deeds in the woods. That's what be happening. Oklahoma ain't getting away with nothing. Getting away with nothing. I know, we're gonna talk about it a little bit on YT. You know what I mean? We're gonna talk about it. These little murders down in Oklahoma, in a little country town, and pedophiles den. They think that's it. See them police down there trying to hurry up and close this down as a regular old, okay, he shot himself and killed his wife and he committed suicide after the murder. They trying to hurry up and close it down because they know they jammed all of them down there involved. All the police down there is involved in this pedophile ring in Oklahoma down there in the country. Telling you, what did I tell y'all on the last one? If you go back to my last video about this stuff here, I told y'all if they go through them 35 phones that they found that them police tried to leave on the scene and not put inside the evidence, they go through them phones, they gonna find some of them police in them phones. They gonna find a lot of people in that little town in them phones. Welcome to Oklahoma. Since you know, you know. This is real news on YT Talk. YT. So listen here. We're gonna start this over again. We're gonna let it rip one more time.
The last part of this program, we told you a lot of evidence that was discovered, even after all of the additional evidence found on Friday by the families. You know, the police just opened up the scene again. Families came back and found another trove, even worse than the first trove, bloody.
So after the first time, the family went. They found some stuff down there, as we was watching last time, and the second time, after they closed the scene again and went and got the last evidence, the so-called last evidence from the family that found the phones and all of the other computers and all of that stuff they found. So when they went and did that, they closed the scene down again. So they say, closed it down, got all of that first evidence that they left the first time. Right? Right? They left it the first time. Now they got it. And they open the crime scene up again and let people go back in and try to see what was going on the property where their family died. And this is what happened the second time that the people go in.
Clothes of toddlers, more restraints, Holly's handwriting on ledgers with children.
Holly's the wife that, they tried to say in the beginning had nothing to do with the kids being molested and murdered or all of that stuff. But like I told you, these white women down here, they already know what their husbands and their daddies and grandpas and all of that shit is doing. These white girls, they know what their grandpas and uncles is doing out there in that country, way out there on them 20 acres. They know, listen, the news is trying to give you a little information, but they know, listen, we from the streets and we know what's going on with them hillbillies out there in the country. For real. Watch this.
Names and birthdays. That's evidence that may have actually implicated Holly in these horrible crimes of her sex offender husband. Crimes in which she herself ended up murdered, as did her 3 children, before Jesse McFadden turned the gun on himself.
See, now you got to ask, was she really murdered? Was she really murdered? I mean, she was murdered, yeah, she was killed, but she was part of the whole system, the whole underground, the whole system. She was part of it all. So how would, her being killed is nothing. What they killed her for is probably because they done got close to the whole pedophile ring down here in the country in Oklahoma. So they killed, somebody probably killed them all. But who knows? That's like some movie shit. But just listen.
This was exclusive video we brought to you on Friday. But now, in light of what's under those floorboards, the additional phones that were found with children's wallets on the back.
Y'all listen, additional phones after the first 32 phones that they found. So now they go back the second time, or the third time. It's their third time back. It's the third set of motherfucking evidence that they found. The first time when they first got caught, they cleared it, let the people come back in. The people came back in, they found some evidence. They closed it down and checked it out again. This is the third time they done closed and opened it back up. The people came back for the third time. And they found all this additional evidence up under the floors and all in the walls and shit. But the police should have found that, right? They investigating, right? So I'm saying the police got something to do with the whole pedophile ring, the whole little country town. They got something to do with that little pedophile ring out there with that little dude. And that little dude, y'all better think with y'all brain. Use y'all brain.
Additional drugs. Allegedly. Additional restraints. We're now looking at this video with a whole new perspective. So I'm going to play this for you, and I'm going to pause it each time so that we can start looking not just at the restraints or the liquor and the drugs and the syringes, but now at what might be in the background.
Look, the boy, you got to understand out there with them hillbillies, man. Them hillbillies out there on that meth, man. The boy was tied in out there. That little pedophile hillbilly boy was tied in out there. You know what I mean? They finding everything out there on the boy, syringes, drug pills to put. They finding it all. Videos, extra phones where he done sold the pictures and he done did little pedophile little videos and shit. The boy got from the news I seen the first time. The boy got whole trucks out there, 18-wheeler truck beds bagged up on his property. Look like the little bullshit they be calling kill rooms and shit. But it's the whole sexcapade out there. And they worried about if the woman was killed by him. Who cares if that woman was killed? She was enabling the pedophile to rape the kids, man. Why is they even worried about that? Yeah, she was killed. Good, they mentioned it, But why is that even a thing? I don't even see why that's a thing and how that's real news, But I guess if they just now finding it out, it's real news. But what's really real is who else is tied to them kids like that? And why the police try to act like they wasn't going to do a thorough investigation of the property. Then the only reason they wasn't going to do a thorough investigation of the property is because they already knew what was going on the property. All of them should be arrested. All of them. And I'm sure, like I said the first time, you go back through there, go back out deeper in that land. Keep on searching through them properties out there on them racist ass white folks out there. Keep on going through them hillbillies properties out there. You finna find you a whole lot of stuff out there. He ain't the only one out there. Guaranteed.
Now that we know how much else was in that house, bloodied children's clothes under the floorboards, restraints stuck behind the dresser. In this first tape I'm going to play you, the families of Ivy Webster and Brittany Brewer, who were the two kids who came on a sleepover and were murdered. They arrive on the scene. They are all focused on finding their daughter's phones, right? But then they notice there are beds in every single room. It is unusual. Watch it again. Make sure to pay attention to the background details, and we will pause it when there's something significant.
I want to see it. I'll show it to you.
Phone or phone case with the screen goes face on the back. Okay. Get everything in here. I don't know. I don't know him, but I don't care what I know. Yeah, actually, yeah, those are quick in these states.
While most people were looking at the beds, there are these computers, media devices, a DVD player, maybe a VHS player. A VHS tape was found with compromising information on it, a CD or DVD, and then big boxes and boxes of what looked like maybe more tapes. And if you think about a sex offender or pedophile, you imagine that tapes would be important.
Y'all think it's a game out here in Oklahoma, huh? Y'all think this shit ain't even happening out here? Y'all think it's not happening out here? The crazy thing is, it's been this type of crazy shit. You know, when you in the streets, you know these men ain't got to be in the streets. When you just out here from here, you know these crazy. We grew up knowing these crazy white folks out here on that land was out there doing crazy shit. We still got sundown towns out here. Even though they try to hide it. But you from here, you know what's up. You from Oklahoma, you know what's up. You know, it's just like if you from this places in Texas you ain't supposed to go after a certain time. But if you from Texas, you know what's up. And passerbyers might get caught up in there, in them little towns, have a flat, thinking they in a little town, they can go to the store, get some help or something. Shit, I was stranded on the highway with my grandpa by one of them towns. And I wasn't going. I wasn't traveling down one of them dirt roads, and I knew exactly where to go. And I still wasn't going. It's like a free kill. And where we from, we already know this. We already know it's a free kill. But y'all pay attention, man. The police is in on this shit. Y'all mark the words. Police in on this shit here. That's why they try to hurry through it. They try to hurry through the little investigation. Yeah. We found it. We found his little tapes and his little boo shit. And they left all the rest of that shit and there was going to come back later. Just so happened them people's family was like on their ass. Let me see what happened to my baby. Where's my baby phone? Y'all didn't find it? Y'all found my baby there dead. She had her phone. Why y'all ain't find it? Come to find out, all the evidence is still in the house.
Correct. Also in this next clip, I want to show you, most people were focused on the filth and the dead bugs on the floor of the house and in the kitchen. But I want you to look at some of the details around that when we play this next clip. The details around the dead bugs in the kitchen. Take a look.
let y'all see that.
Do you remember when they said that they were making Riley sleep on their bedroom floor? Where was she sleeping at? There's no room on that floor. And then you're probably energy on one side. The focus here is that heating vent on the floor. And if you can see, the top of it is actually pulled out and cast to the side. Maybe it's an accident, or maybe it was a place to hide something, but that vent in the floor is pulled out and it's out on the side beside the hole in the floor. I want to take you now to the storage room. This is where the parents actually found their dead daughters' cell phones up on a shelf in a cupboard. I want you to look at it again, but take a look at some of the other details on the shelves near where the cell phones are found.
Give me something to grab.
Take pictures. It's on video.
That's them. Hey, that's them.
Okay.
Use this sack. Empty lock there.
No, those locks.
That's evidence too.
So is those drugs.
That's
yours?
Yep. Okay. Hold on.
Call the sheriff.
Yep.
Don't touch them. Don't move them.
Yep. Let's.
You see what I'm saying? The parents had to go find the evidence down here. Y'all think them police don't know what's going on up there? They left all that shit in that motherfucking house. Them people left all that shit in that house on purpose. The house was gonna burn down later on, like they usually do with shit like that. They was gonna burn that shit down. Wait a couple months and send somebody up in there to get that shit and get rid of that shit. They knew that shit was in there. I'm telling you, mark my words. The police, the people in that town, they knew that dude was there. They knew that dude was doing that shit. They knew he was there. They knew that shit was there.
Let's back out.
That's good.
Okay.
You got to think how many kids in the country see the white kids around here, they meth heads. And especially in the country towns, they little meth addicts, allegedly. Let me go on and say allegedly for it won't even be no problems. They little meth heads, little pill popping meth heads. And them motherfuckers is out there on that motherfucking, he's one of them motherfuckers that let the kids come kick it on his property, probably got meth and all type of shit kids, them young ass teenagers like to do, get to watch the computers and do all of that little goofy shit. And he out there getting them high, letting them get high. Having sleepovers with his daughters and shit, having sleepovers and shit. I bet if they go through them videos, there's going to be more kids in that town that they see on them little tapes. What you bet? What you bet? It's going to be more kids in that town. And them people going to try to act like they don't know that shit. That's what's finna be crazy. You finna get some parents up there that y'all finna know that some straight meth heads, straight hillbillies, and they finna act like they didn't know that they kid was over there being tampered with. And they all know that motherfucking dude. They all know that dude. This is it's crazy. But it ain't the first time in Oklahoma. It's just the first time they trying to make it big. It's the first time I've ever seen them let the family go inside of a crime scene and look for evidence. I've never seen that in no black investigation. No original person's investigation. No aboriginal person's investigation. I never seen them let the people do that. Period. This is a first for me. It's a blessing for them, though. You know what I'm saying? It's a real blessing for them that they was able to go into the house where their kids got killed and got to search for evidence to find their kid and see what happened really went on with their kid. It's a blessing for them.
Are you done looking?
No.
I'm not done looking, but that's evidence. Okay. He used our daughter's cell phone. And whatever's behind that. Yep. Okay.
And they're not concerned about looking anywhere else. There was a This house needs to be stripped. Again, the parents were looking for the cell phones of their daughters, but look up top. Big bags filled with who knows what. Sharp edges, maybe equipment, books, tapes, who knows, but the police left
The man
it
got the
all
whole video
there.
camera set up out there, man. Y'all don't even understand how this works. Y'all don't think this dude, y'all don't think these people know who this dude is out there in that little town. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And they out there, probably the motherfucking white people out there right now, probably closing down their little country farms and headed out to the city like they was never there. Because they got family. They probably went somewhere. Finna stash themselves off for a year or so with their family, you know? You know? Y'all just gotta be aware of that. Be prepared for that. You know? Be prepared for the bull. Because it be going on, even here in Oklahoma. And it's a lot of that stuff going on in that country, man. I know, you know, I've been around a little bit of these little country towns, man. You meet a lot of these little chicks and shit. They'll tell you, man. They'll tell you, man. I'm gonna go on there looking to see what else is going on with it. They take it off of TV so fast that you really can't, and leave it off the channel so fast that you can't find nothing about it. They'll hurry up and get rid of this stuff. I'm gonna leave homicide. Let me see. Child murders. So, you know, he's looking at these updates. Say, McFadden killed himself, shooting all 6 victims. Said he wasn't going back to prison, and you know why he wasn't going back to prison. I gotta subscribe to get the little shit. I'm not paying. See what I'm saying? They want me to put a daily Oklahoma, and I gotta do all this shit that they be tripping in Oklahoma. They ain't kept up with this story, you know. It's the 17th, and the last thing they got on here is from like the 6th. Sad situation. Sad situation. Sad situation. They ain't gave it no update since the 6th. It's crazy to say the man texted the little victims. The victim's mom posing as the teens. You know, he was all in. Say she got a final message that Sunday, but she think it was McFadden playing like it was him after he killed the girls, after he killed everybody, and then killed himself.
If you get injured in
Was convicted of a sex offender and sent to prison in 2003
for them, you're just
for raping some chick named Crystal Strong and was released in 2020. They even say Miss Strong told the Independent that she begged the Oklahoma State agencies not to let the old boy out because he was a crazy piece of shit. So what y'all think, man? Guarantee them police have something. They know something more than what they saying. Look at him. Look at him. You think he don't know nothing about it? You see that little hillbilly? You think that hillbilly don't know nothing about it? You think he don't know what's going on out there in that little country town? That's one of them. You got to think. That's one of them places like Cheers, where everybody knows your name. You know what I'm saying? Where everybody knows your name. You know what I mean? That's how them little towns is in Oklahoma. Once they get a whiff of you, everybody kind of tell them who you are in these little towns. So, of course,
I don't know. I'm sorry, I don't understand the correlation or why me specifically.
of course, everybody they knew he was there. They knew he was there. They knew what was going on. So why they ain't fired all the police for botching the investigation? That's what you gotta think. Why the chief of the town or the mayor of the town ain't called in no extended help? Because they need it. They see that they little hillbilly police officers is fucking up the crime scene. Y'all better ask these questions, man, because this is how we get convicted by these same people. They make up stories, fake evidence, and they'll send the motherfucker up the river for the rest of their life. The same way they sending people up the river is the same way they hiding this evidence, tried to hide this evidence, but the family found it. Y'all better understand. That was a can of worms that they opened up right there in Oklahoma. In rural Oklahoma, or nothing but where white people is. They can't blame it on nobody else. Open your eyes around here. When y'all want to talk about it, leave me some, let me know what you think. Say something. Because as this case go on, I'm going to try to stay in tune with it just to see. Matter of fact, I'm finna go look up some stuff just to see today what else they got on it. Do some independent research. I don't even, I want to see if I can send somebody to get the police report or something to see what's really popping with that shit. You know? Too much in my hallway. But for real, I don't like this.